Hello, 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 and welcome back to the 12 Days of Christmas. I'm Carolyn Mary, and I am the host of Ascension TV Online. And today is day 11. And I was actually in two minds about what to share today. And I was going to do Ho'oponopono because it's absolutely amazing. But we're not. We're doing light language because that is something that I have spoken on and off for 10 years. Well, don't speak it all the time because a lot of people don't understand it. And there are a few people that are not really keen on it. However, the reason I'm sharing the gift of light language with you today is because it is mega powerful. To me, light language comes through when we are connected to our soul and we are channeling the languages that we have spoken to in other realms, other lives on Earth, other realms on Earth, and actually other realms in the cosmos. So I was always a believer that there was other realms. I always believed in the afterlife. And I also have always, it's not even a belief, it's a knowing that I've had other lives because when I was a child, I didn't feel like a child. I felt like an adult man at times. I felt like a boy at times. And then other times I felt like a nun. I had a lot of different feelings moving through me. And now I understand that I was accessing my soul memories. And people often call this the Akashic Records. But I believe, can access it through our embodiment, through our connecting to our soul, and we will find energies and elements of our soul depending on where we're living, depending on what inspires us, things that we resonate to. And because I had this feeling, it would happen more and more. So I would go somewhere and feel like, oh, I feel like I've lived here, and I'd get a download of energy and a clear cognizance, if you will, and knowing that yes, I'd lived there and this is what I'd done and da 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 da. But with light language, I would liken a lot of light languages to the live languages that we speak on Earth still. So if you think there's Aramaic and the one from India. I can't think of the word. I've got a cold, as you can hear. But also, what many indigenous people will channel healing songs and icaros, which are from South America. That's the name that they call it in particular shamanic cultures in South America, and they're healing songs. So when I work with people, if I am truly myself and I feel there's no resistance to them, there will always be light language coming through because it's a very activating, clear energy channel. And whereas our earth language comes a lot from who we grew up around, I was born in London, so I used to speak with a London, very strong, like Southeast London accent, and that got kind of bullied out of me when I moved to Wales. So then I had to homogenize my voice into some kind of weird Middle England kind of Shropshire voice because I lived on the border between Wales and England. And I've had jobs where I couldn't really speak my truth. So it really constrained me. So a lot of our earth life comes with those constraints. We all know this. We've got, for familial, society, cultural, government control, right? That impacts on us if we let it. Whereas when speaking light language, I don't feel any of that is coming straight down and through. It's very heart opening. It's something you feel, you don't think about it. And it just makes me feel good. It makes me feel like the most me. And so what I wanted to do today is give you a little bit of an activation with light language if you don't already speak it. And if you do, then you can follow along and you can just lay some of yours out. And then I'm going to just give you another bit of light language for some healing and see what wants to come through. Now, with a lot of things in healing and in our life, to be honest, not just healing, we need to be intentional. So if I allow myself to be a channel of anything, you can get all sorts of ghoulies coming through. We know this. If you're at all spiritual, you won't have missed out on hearing about entities and negative energies because, like on Earth, you get people that are not that great, let's face it. They need a lot of healing, whatever they're acting out. And it's the same in the spirit world. We've all got a shadow self, okay? Whether we choose to act off from it is a different matter. And obviously, our work is to heal it. And as somebody that offers healing and coaching, that's a very big part of the work that I do. But so when I'm doing this, I'm going to call in a sacred space for all of us so that when I'm working, I'm only calling in the highest energies for us to receive. Okay. So if you want to receive that, you just say yes. And if you just want to listen but be disconnected, just know that your soul team, your higher self, your soul will know, okay, I'm not absorbing this. So I give great thanks for being of service today for the people that watch this video. I ask that we're placed into a sacred temple of light for the duration of this call and for all those on the call at a later time. I'm going to ask that I am a clear and true conduit for that which is in the highest and best good for those on the call who want to be activated in speaking light language. I ask that I can be a pure conduit for the energies they need at this time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. I'm going to invite us, just so you get centered while you're receiving this. Let's have a breath in, calling our soul here now and present. And a breath out, releasing, relaxing. Dropping tension away from our body. Another breath in, calling soul here now and present. And a relaxing breath out. Nice. Could you just see my shoulders just drop? Yeah. 3 breaths. That can be all that takes. Okay. Another breath in, calling soul here now and present. And a breath out. Releasing out. Releasing out. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm just going to start with my light language that wants to come through, and it might actually, I'm just being shown this might not be my light language. Like there are soul languages that I speak like every time I speak in light language, and it's the same, and it feels the same, and it feels like me, an element of me, an aspect of me, of my higher self. And there will be other ones that are not me, but maybe from your higher selves, from your guides, from your soul team that will activate in a way that you need. So I need to وانا هذا وش ولا أنا ما واقي إيه وقع أنا أيه وأنا وقع أقوى أنا واقي أما دو ده يقول أنا ما واقي وش ولا أما واقي أما so all you need to do is just receive. If you want to start making noises, you can do that as well. Just know that we're obviously working on your third eye, because a lot of it is about what you can perceive and channel through, and a lot of it will be throat chakra and heart as well, just opening you up to receive so that you can let go of any beliefs going, I couldn't do that. Yes, you could. Okay, I didn't speak it until I did, and I got activated. And because I always believed, I watched Star Wars as a kid, and I was like, yes, that's a reality that I believe in more than this one planet in the universe with life. I'd never believed that. I thought I couldn't. So I was always very open, okay? So just setting aside any beliefs and limitations. I'm like, and just trust whatever you're receiving. If you don't like the energy, it might be activating something, soul memories. It might just be pinging on something that is an energy block. And if you really just don't like it, just stop and, you can kind of turn the volume down and listen again when I'm talking if you're interested in just the information that I'm talking and sharing with you. But like with energy healing, I'm making the prayer that you receive what is for your highest and best good. As I said, maybe true and clear conduit for that's which is for your highest and best good. Okay, so number kwa can you hear that no, that's what wants to come through. All right, makwa haile and I get shula and the bukwa kwa head mungo akaila ne akawahala rush ungono hota haka neheta. So I'm just being shown that this isn't necessarily only about opening you up to a language. This is opening you up to whole soul aspects. So when I started channeling this, I'll carry on with the hand energy. When I started channeling this, the first time I spoke it was when I was asked to do healing on a Peruvian shaman, and I was literally in my soul, right? I was channeling energy and I was doing stuff that I'd never consciously done in this life, although I used to do intuitive massage a lot and it felt like I'd done it before. It wasn't something I learned from a book, although I did go and get my Indian massage. I did do an Indian head massage course, but my Swedish massage training. Okay, so I do have that, but it never really registered resonate. It was too clinical. I'm not into clinical. I'd rather go with intuition because that's who I am. And I do understand anatomy and physiology. So it just came through because I was living in alignment with my soul. The shamans saw that. They asked me to do healing on them. Okay, they'd come to do a ceremony in Britain and they saw me and they were like, "Can you do this?" Because they saw my soul. They didn't see Caroline, the flippy, flappy, get stuck in her head, autistic, blah, blah, blah. They just saw my soul and they said, "Can you do this?" And as soon as I put my hands on him, boom, it started coming out. Like one, I had been activated. Few weeks prior, I'd hung out with a girl that spoke light language, the first person I ever met, and we hung out for 10 days. So I was around it. But what I'm saying to you now is it's not a finite, it's not just like, oh, I can speak the language, but nothing else is going to happen. You have to be open to your, in a sense, I'm hearing a galactic consciousness, your galactic consciousness, because in my soul belief, we've had lives all around the world and all around the galaxies. Now, as a kid, I didn't necessarily think that I'd lived in other places, in other like galaxies. It just, I felt very resonant. When I watched Star Wars, I was like, oh my God, that just feels like home. And some of the languages and like the spaceships and the levitation and the Jedi stuff, it was just like, yeah, we all have that capacity. We've just forgotten. And but what really resonated was me knowing I'd lived all over this earth, like, and it's really weird to think about traveling to countries in this era, knowing I would have lived in another era and feeling who I was and what I did. And it's like homesick, and you can't get that back, obviously, because those realms have gone, those eras have gone. Sorry, those eras, not realms. Um, and there's a certain amount of homesick. Like if you move and then something happens and you never see those people again in this life, it's the same feeling for me. And I had it a lot growing up. And my quirky and my hawa. So I was always quite open, you could say. Okay. So if this isn't happening straight away, or you're like, oh, I don't get this, don't worry, that's fine, doesn't matter. I do know that I'm here to talk about starseed stuff, and I will do that more and more as time goes on, as I find my truth, okay, and open my throat chakra even more. Yeah, find my courage. Okay. So I'm just getting that is enough of this activation, all right? Now, I'm quite in my head, but if you want to, you can listen to this again and again and again, okay? Or you can just Google any like language activation. Trust your intuition. If you don't like the energy of somebody and you're like, not sure, turn it off. I heard somebody the other day and I was like, that doesn't even sound like it felt very forced, and it's all right. I've heard other people try and force it. It's not something that I force. It just as soon as I open my mouth, if I'm in a place where I'm allowed to speak it and it's acceptable, it was non-stop. It's as clear, it's as easier for me to speak it than it is to speak English at times, because it's not something you're thinking. Whereas a lot of times in my British English life, in this life as Caroline, I have had to curb everything I say because people don't like the truth, they don't like bluntness, they don't like existential querying, they don't like thinking too much, blah, 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 blah. I've had it all because I have been very awake and conscious and people don't like it. So I've had to shut my mouth, curb my enthusiasm, as the saying goes. So I've had a lot of constriction, and that's why I have quite a lot of teeth work to do this year. But with light language, but they just feel so free. And that's why I wanted to give that to you today. Open is beautiful though. So I would highly recommend, if you've never come across it, do please go look it up because it's amazing, and I might do another video of that soon. However, I will be having on the show soon a beautiful lady that often does Ho'oponopono meditations, and I'd highly recommend you seeking her out as well, Becky Moore. So I'm just going to see if there's some more energy that wants to come through for you as just a general light language healing. Now, if you want to utilize light language, you can ask for the sound or language or download or transmission that is appropriate for you to receive. In the same way as like angelic vortex healing, you can ask that you have a vortex of courage, like I think I said on the video, all right, or a vortex of healing or a vortex of love, whatever it is that you feel like you need, you can do the same. So what would we all like in 2026? I was going to say abundance because a lot of people struggle with money, but actually the real I was just getting a message there, and the real truth of that is it's alignment. It's an alignment issue because when you're in alignment, you're yourself, and when you're yourself, you speak freely, you act freely, you act with like your joy and your passion, your honesty. Like I'm doing these videos because I love sharing this stuff. I know I'm here to be a teacher of sorts, and I love this stuff, so I'm going to share it heart free. Yeah, it's just like I want everyone to be able to speak light language and enjoy it, and then without worrying about the money, you're in your flow state, and by that you're shining. And because you're shining, life will, the law of attraction will kick in, and you'll just live an abundant and a life of ease, right? Rather than struggle, struggle, struggle. I really need this. Oh my God, da, 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 which actually gnarls up the energy, and it means that we repel things in our life. So yes, we can call in abundance, but I'm actually going to call in alignment to your soul self. Okay, me da wiggin here shina lokoyena here getting shila. And again, if you don't want this, just listen, just say no, I'm not having that. If you want it, yes please, yeah, that's great. More again ha shina lokoyena he getting woko ma he. They were going to put up a hand there. Google puts on an auto thing if you have your hand up too much. Me go ana he gena woko ene he gana shina lokoyena la lo ma he gena la oko ma le inogo mahale shina wuko na itala inala hae na hala malui damai la le amale shina ina wuko male tahamale la la mashina oi namoye gena moaka Huyo no ya kena le gana ye kena uko hana ye kena na e la ya na ya uko ye na heshela moko ye ne ya no wakana uko ana ye kena ma wo ye yam Ina hama wa kena le kena oko alam hita heshela hana ye kena haye homo e kena le hina ye kena la hada hoko ena e yako ama oko ana ye amo akana ye ketama wa ye shem. So you might have noticed what I'm channeling through now. It's a very different energy than the other energy. Okay, this is a higher frequency energy. That's why it's toning rather than like more language. It's like simpler, all right? And that's fine because all light language is like any sound is energy. We know this, all right? And some years ago when I was first really started talking it, and I was asking spirit, like, how do I explain this to people? And what they said was, it's a transmission of energy that is already within us. It's already coming to us. It's already in the universe, in the air, if you like. But what we're doing is we're amplifying it by giving it a voice. So if you've ever seen a picture of like someone meditating with energy coming down from source, that's because that's happening. And as it comes down, as far as I'm aware, it trickles through different levels of our being. All right. So our super soul, our oversoul, our monad, our soul, and then finally like the human, the one of us here now in this era, in this timeline, excuse me. So what it's doing is it's going to be trickling down the frequencies and giving us the energy that's right for us. So when we speak it, it's actually bringing the energy and just making it a bit louder. So you're already receiving energy in codes all the time, and especially the more you breathe, and that's why anything yogic and tai chi and things like this, you're bringing the energy down, right, and then bringing the energy up, Yeah, there's like a pathway that goes up and down your nada, your ida and pingala. I don't, can't think of, I've got those names right, but the up and down channels that run around the Shishuma. And so it's not something that I'm giving you that you don't already have, but because we're dropping it into conscious awareness by bringing that into the here and now through a sound, it's tangible. So if I was just to do that to you in silence, you might just think, yeah, whatever. Because if you're not energy sensitive, you won't feel it. And I didn't activate it, so I didn't feel it. But like if I do it when I'm calling in a specific healing frequency, boy, can I feel it, and so does the person, all right? But with the language of when it comes through my mouth, it's tangible, okay? Because a lot of people, they're not energy sensitive right now. And if that's you, that's okay, that's fine. I've been doing yoga for a very long time, nearly 30 years. So 28 years, right? So like I've done a lot of meditation, I've done dancing and ecstatic dance, and I've done, I've done music for a long time. So I've been very in those healing arts, right? And I say that because all of those that I've just mentioned really bring us into a flow state and bring us in connection with our body and our breath. And that helps us kind of shift our frequency, so we're connecting and noticing our body and noticing the feelings and energies rather than being more concerned with like the outside world and being in very physicality. Yeah, so it's not better, it's just that's been my experience. So muy kinale tena ohoka na mak de shila mahuaka. And again, when I speak in this one, it's very much the one that comes through me a lot, from me. I really believe it. This is like a old part of me that's it's like a teacher soul. My guy part of my soul rather, my kid working higher and the door can hala, and that's the energy that I wish to have, so it's not like I'm not carrying it, I'm just giving it a voice, and that's what brings it kind of brings it to the conscious awareness. And that's why I wanted to gift that to you today. And I'm going to be talking about light language on Lainey Savante Walken's show, Nourish Your Soul, next week on Monday. All right, and we'll be doing a lot more of light language then, because that's what Lenny wanted to talk about. And I write about light language in the book higher vibrational wellness. Sorry, I'm in quite a lot of books now. And it's such an amazing book, because what Savante wanted to do was bring together teachings that nourish our body and soul. And it is a lot to do with food, but it's also to do with wellness. So when she asked me to be in the book and what would I want to write about, really I wanted to talk about pranic healing actually wants to come through, but pranic kind of connection, because when we're in connection with source God, we are channeling the highest vibration of energy. That is the best food. That's the manna from heaven that we all can actually be receiving. And if you do a lot of conscious breath work and healing and yoga, tai chi, you'll know how good you feel when you do that. It doesn't mean you have to be consciously breathing all the time. Believe me, I've done it, and it's weird. We're not meant to. Our bodies know how to just breathe as they need to. But doing it consciously, it really fills us up with energy, because when you breathe in, you're kind of letting the energies go up. And when you breathe out, your energy is going out. Okay, so your meridians are getting a cleanse, and the longer your breath out, you feel it through all your body, dropping down and through all the way to your feet and down below, even to Mother Earth, and then breathing in and up. So every time you do that, you're cleansing your energy system, and that is bringing in fresh codes, fresh energy, purity. It's purifying you and allowing you to be in alignment with your divine blueprint of health, your like highest version of health, which is why these days a lot of people talk about longevity and this, and it's not really the purest way is doing it with energy, with breath work, which is why meditation, it can heal, it takes years off people. It like, and dancing is an active meditation. It's a wonderful meditation. Okay, it's not I want to say it's not rocket science, it just is. And the more you do it, the more you'll know it. So the gift of light language is, again, is shifting a narrative from the very earth-based, like, oh, I need this food and I need this, and very survival, kind of very physical realm, to a kind of slightly higher frequency, which then kind of feeds you on a mind, body, soul level. And the more you go along this, like sometimes I don't even know what to eat anymore, because nothing really feels satisfying. There are times when I'm like, actually, I had some ham the other day. I don't normally eat meat at all. And I know it's not really in my alignment, but something, I've been quite ill for the last week. Something in me was just like, I just really want something. But it's not satisfying fully, because a part of me is like, I don't really want to buy into an industry that is just treats animals like nothing. There's no prayers. I often pray over my food and give thanks for food, but it's energy is the true manner, and light language. Then the more you talk it and are aware of it, even, you're connecting to your soul self, and opening up your frequency bandwidth to receive more energy, to like flow with energy, and to be nourished through living in your soul alignment, which is what, if you think what I just said, what am I going to bring through? It wasn't abundance, it was alignment. Because when you're in full alignment, you just trust the universe provides everything you need. You're living it in peace and in sacred reciprocity with the universe, and the universe will never see us short. It will just see us with the lessons that we might lead and things like this. Yeah. So as you can tell, I could talk a lot about this subject. I do absolutely love speaking light language. I'd love to hear from you if you watch it and you felt inspired, or you already speak it, or any visions or any insights that you would get. I'd love to hear about it. But for now, I'm going to wish you a beautiful day. I hope you've enjoyed your Christmas holidays and are getting ready for the new calendar year, though gently, slowly. I know I'm not going to be racing ahead, but I have started planning for my year and seeing the chinks of light coming in. So much love to you, and I will see you tomorrow for the final gift of Christmas. So much love and so many blessings. Bye for now.